Yo, what is going on, you guys? I am so freaking excited. Just watched Insecure, low-key happy. That has got to be like the best episode of the season thus far. After all the drama that we've been through, the non-communication, it was good to see this episode come to fruition. And I have been Team Lawrence and Issa for quite some time. Let's get into it. So off the rip, it's hilarious because we see Lawrence in this loud ass bar, progressively getting louder, waiting for Issa, checking his breath, making sure everything's all good, straight, pops a mint, chokes on it, tries to check around, make sure nobody's watching, hilarious. And then enters Issa, and just like the spaz that she is, she busts her ass and falls in the bar, everybody looking and laughing. Hard fall too, like one of them Family Guy falls.
Oh, no, fuck! Fucking cock! Fuck! Cock! Oh my god, Dad! Dad, are you okay?
You publicly don't recover from that. Everybody's going to remember that shit. And from there, it is off to the races with Lawrence and Issa, and everything here was so relatable. Everything here was perfect. Perfect. You hear me? Perfect. It was what I've wanted to see with Lawrence and Issa since the beginning of the season. And we saw little glimpses of that because we've seen them in their worst times in the beginning. But doesn't mean it still can't get worse if they get back together. But for the time being, just seeing how perfect I've been saying this, seeing how perfect they are for each other. These two are perfect for each other. All the people he's been with, all the people she's been with, whether they were just messing around, serious or otherwise, they just have this weird chemistry that just, it clicks. It clicks different. It clicks like you're in love with your best friend. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that that's the best. You know what I'm saying? There's moments where it can get bad. There's moments where it can get annoying, and there's moments where you give up. But honestly, that's awesome. The other people that they've been with so far, I mean, honestly, it's really mostly just been, Issa and Nathan, honestly, as far as like a relationship thing goes. She hasn't really grounded herself in a relationship role yet. She's just been, fucking around. She's just been trying to get dick, and she's been doing that, but the only one that was like, she could kind of like, see herself moving on and being happy with and stuff like that was Nathan. And then the whole ghost thing happened, so whatever chances there were with that kind of went out the window. At least I hope so. Shit. Especially after now. I really hope so. Like, phase that nigga out the picture. And then Lawrence, it was really just Condola. I mean, it was Condola and Tasha, but he wasn't really trying to do all that with Tasha, so I don't know. No, I take that back. He wasn't trying to do that with Tasha at all. She was just a rebound girl. Sorry, she was a rebound girl. She knew what it was, and she still... That's a whole conversation in itself. I actually understand that concept as just, I'm not a fan. Doesn't matter. The point is that these two are perfect for each other. They like their synergy is like on point. A whole however many months that they've been apart from each other, and to just click like that on so many levels, inside jokes. Them walking through the art gallery, doing that Jason Bourne torn thing that they were doing, that was so freaking cute. And it was just like them. And the fact that they were like riffing off of each other, and it was so perfect, like they practiced this. Like you swear that they've done this before, but they haven't. Like this is like on the spot, like freestyle, on point. Like you give me something, I give you it back. And we go back and like, come on, man. You can't tell me after seeing this that you can't realize how perfect they are. A lot of y'all are probably Lawrence haters. That's why I say to that. But you cannot sit here and deny that those two are perfect for each other. Whether one feels that they are, whether you feel like one deserves them or not. Like I've heard some people say that Issa doesn't deserve Lawrence. I've heard some people say that Lawrence ain't shit and he doesn't deserve Issa or whatever. I think they both ain't shit. And it proved it in this episode. Like, I love that they got closure on some stuff, and that he took responsibility to step up and say, no eggshells, no walking on eggshells, no awkwardness today. Just keep it regular with us. No secrets, no hiding, whatever the fuck or whatever, right? And I thought that was good for him. I think that was a good mature step for him because he normally doesn't go in that route. I'm glad that he actually communicated how he felt honestly when she asked him a question, because the old Lawrence would not have answered that question. It would probably just been like I don't know, and can we like not talk about it kind of thing. And that wasn't the case. He actually kept it pushing and made the conversation take this shift that it needed. You know, like it got awkward for a minute, but it's like that's what happens when we talk about the truth. And him being grown enough to ask why Daniel, or could it have been anybody? And the fact that Issa was mature enough back to not take offense to that and answer that honestly, it provides more insight and perspective for those who weren't sure before. Because, I mean, you get put in a position like that. I mean, yeah, like why them? Like what happened? Like what? That was the important question that got asked, that he asked, and I like that. What happened? Basically, he basically asked what happened between us to how it got this bad, because it got bad. It got really bad. But how did it get this bad? And then you hear her confess what was going on in her mind during that time, how she was feeling during that time, and stuff like that, and vice versa. And you realize, man, like y'all was together but not together. Like no wonder that mess fell apart the way it did. You know what I'm saying? Like that's tough. Like that's super tough. And anybody that's been in that situation, or situations depending on the person, you should be able to relate. And if you haven't, then shut the hell up, because you don't know what you're talking about. You can't really speak on something like that. That is not easy. I've heard people say things like that all the time, like, you know, people say that they lonely and stuff like that, and it's like,
why you got a woman? Why you got a man?
Nigga, because you can be together with somebody and still be lonely. I feel like people who are really in relationships like that know that. But I digress. I love the maturity that they both took because it was needed. Like I keep saying it, but it's because it's true. The maturity, the level of maturity that they had, it shocked me. I didn't think that they were both capable of doing this, but I guess time heals all wounds or some shit like that. Like that time apart and doing their thing on their own made this meetup possible. And it provided like a level of perspective. And then we find out, okay, this is why he wasn't at the block party. I'm skipping around, sorry you guys. Then we find out he wasn't at the block party, not just because of the whole Condola situation, but also because he had left to Frisco for interviewing and stuff like that. And I guess he had been gone for a while. So he was out there handling business. I don't really know how I feel about him going to Frisco, especially now with the whole Issa thing. Or maybe that could still be a thing and it just be a long distance thing. I mean, it ain't like they both can't make flights out and stuff like that. And even still, like, it's Frisco to LA. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a hop, skip, and a jump. It's quite a few hours if you drive, but I damn sure wouldn't be trying to make that trip every weekend or something like that. I mean, for those who do, good on you. I'm not a part of that club. I think it was a wise decision that Issa did not talk about her and Molly. I think it was semi-wise that Lawrence didn't really talk about him and Condola. Because right now, just like how Andrew would do with Molly and stuff like that, they ain't here. This right now, like right here in this moment is us, and I want it to be just that. We can get to that shit later, or, you know, not at all. But yeah, man, I really I enjoyed this episode so much. I don't even have a whole lot to say because the episode was just one whole date and it was good from start to finish for me. It was hilarious, it was cute, it was adorable, it pumped my heart full of goodness. I got scared at the end because I had my assumptions on things, which I'm about to get into in a second, But I thought all of that was fake. I thought, because it's insecure, yo. They trick us all the fucking time. I swear on everything. I thought it was gonna get so far, and then they were gonna be like, boop, just kidding. Nope. That's a daydream. Issa just head out. She just headed out. But that wasn't the case. It was real. I was just like, I couldn't even enjoy the scene all the way the first time because I was just like, is it real? Is this real? I'm just waiting for the snapback into reality scene. It didn't happen. Good, it's real, thank God. Woo! Woo, thank God it happened. Lawrence and Issa had sex. And it was one of those scenes where I was just like, yes, let it happen. Yes, yes, it happened. But I love that it happened under these pretenses, because if it happened before, like we all predicted before, like we already knew Lawrence and Issa was gonna fuck around again. That was a given. But I'm glad that it happened when he's single and she's single and they fucking together. Like, don't be with Condola and this is a thing. Matter of fact, let's talk about that real quick. This is my concern from the episode so far. I love the episode. Everything was charming, amazing. But this is my main and one concern. I'm making my theories, of course. This is the usual crazy doctor rounds. Don't mind me. He was very awkward and weird about the whole Condola situation. Maybe it's because he didn't want to fuck up his chances, knowing that Condola was still calling. But he did not hide it from her, per se. Because when she called on the phone, she at least knew that, Issa at least knew that Condola was calling. And he could have easily put the shit on airplane mode and completely ignored her the entire time, but he didn't. My question is, what do they need to talk about? He's getting ready to move to Frisco, or talking about taking jobs in Frisco for, you know, jobs and stuff like that. Is it something as simple as she wants to talk to try and salvage the relationship that they had or some shit like that? Or is she ready to talk about what was going on and why it ended this way? Because my thoughts are that he broke up with her, especially if she's blowing him up. You don't break up with somebody and then blow them up like that. Like, that's not a thing. So I think after that night at Thanksgiving, he broke up with her and he moved on. That's my assumption. That's my thought. But if it's not that, and it's not that you're calling me this much, see the problem is that she's calling hella times, and that's the part that concerns me. And oh my God, please don't let me be right. I just got a gut sinking feeling, and I did not feel good about that. I almost threw up. Oh God, please. Please don't be right about this. Okay, so my thought is, what if she's fucking pregnant? What if Condola is pregnant with Lawrence's baby?
Fuck.
I hope that that's not the case. Oh my God, I'm so serious, you guys. I really hope that that's not the case, because if it is, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. But that sounds like something that would happen in this show. Something that gives Issa some motivation to push on from Lawrence or some shit like that, or have some other type of drama or complication or whatever the fuck. And it would be that type of drama that would probably bring her and Molly back together or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not a screenwriter for these shows, but this is just me as a fan making my assumptions and stuff like that. But you all tell me what you think. Is that too wild? Is that too wild of an accusation? Is that too wild of a theory? I feel like it's not that far off. I really feel like Condola's probably pregnant, bruh. That makes me nervous. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Hit that notification bell for more updates as I update, because I will keep updating. And tell me what you guys thought about this episode, yo. I loved everything about this episode. It was cute. It was great. I'm probably going to go home and watch it again because it was that good. And it was just, the heart, it fleets. Thank God. Anyway, I love y'all. See you next time. And until then, I will be here telling it like it is.